Sitting around the ballroom, they're talking about tomorrow when they're taking Johnny away. Said he wasn't no good, never done the things that he should. That's all the judge had to say. He went in the army when he was 18. Crazy young Irish and mean. Took a kid who was half gone all the way to be wrong with bloodlust and them 16s.
All right, we are back. Danny,
How we doing, buddy?
good. Find out we got 4 mics tonight.
You want to know why? Couple legends.
Couple legends in the house. We will get to them, but there is a unbelievable chance that the audio on this could be screwed up because these are new mics, new people, and we're not audio people.
I think we got it under control.
We'll figure it out. Jonathan Clark, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Fitzy,
What's up, brother?
Matthew Fitzmaurice. By the way, it's been said many times. 4 people is a bad idea.
It's Fitzmaurice, right?
Yeah, let me correct you real quick. Fitzmaurice.
When I see it, I see Fitzmaurice. But
Well, that's how it's read, but people make that mistake a lot.
I knew, dude. I saw the steam coming out of his ears when you said Fitzmaurice.
well,
Ferg still calls me that.
I know.
To this day. And I'm
that's
like,
that's
where are you
a
from, Canada?
that's also a like when people call me Ahern, and I'm like, I fucking want to rip your tongue out of your mouth.
How about this, dude? All right, I have a very simple last name, Gillis, right? Freshman year, sophomore year, I forget which one. You have to put your name on your helmet for football. My English teacher was my coach, or one of my coaches. He's looking at my last name, Gillis. Hey, Giles.
Giles. I knew it was
Who
gonna
the
be
fuck is Giles, dude? And you got a master's in English? Get bent.
Danny, how was your weekend?
Eventful, dude. Inexpensive. I went to Top Sailed Fair on Saturday. So I put like a little feeler out there on Snapchat, and I was like pulling my brains out of my wallet to all my friends. My buddy goes, "You're gonna spend $500." And I thought he was lying. He did not lie.
Horrible.
Before I got a fucking anything to eat, anything to drink, I spent $230 walking in the door. Parking, bracelets, admission to get in, and then of course like fucking like a photo booth thing. Before I got anything in my stomach, I'm giving out money like I'm Oprah. It was embarrassing.
Okay.
I got a steak and cheese sub, which I don't know why, at a fair.
Sucked.
A steak and cheese sub and a fountain Coke. I'm a Pepsi guy. Fountain Coke, $28.
How was the stage?
God awful.
Awful.
God awful.
There's anything worse than like you have hockey rank pizzas like an unbelievably like great
Yep.
like it's like a delicacy that can't be described to somebody who's never had it.
Correct.
Right? Hockey rink pizza like it's its own thing, right?
Yeah.
Fair pizza, fair like subs is its own thing that like
Nobody should ever have.
yeah, like dysentery's coming soon for you.
Right.
Like you're gonna be dying.
The only thing that did make me smile that went into my stomach was a deep fried Oreo and deep fried Twinkie.
Yeah, you love deep fried.
Let me tell you something, because remember,
Bomb.
Canopy Lake was supposed to have them, and they didn't fucking have them. And I fucking belittled this poor little 16-year-old girl that works there 12 hours a week. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't? And she's like, well, we have dipping dots. Dipping dots are great, but I don't want to.
dipping dots.
I love
They
dipping
suck.
dots. No, they're great.
They
But
melt in like 5 seconds.
I know, and they're morbidly expensive.
Yes.
Yeah, but I ended up, I got my little fix, so I'm good for another year. At least I know where to find them.
No corn dogs?
I'm not a corn dog guy.
I love corn
Yeah,
dogs.
but they were, the line for that and the apple cider donuts, I'm all set.
Corn dogs are the best. That's why I don't like them.
All right, I can tell a quick story because I took my son for his birthday to the Pats game yesterday.
Yes, you did.
First Pats game ever he's ever been to. By the way, Clark, Fitzmaurice,
Yeah.
when you're talking to the mic, just lean in a little bit. I know it's not natural, but that's how it
Or
has to
just
be.
bring it closer.
Hello?
We'll just bring it closer, yeah. All right, so I bring him to the Pats game, right?
Yep.
Unbelievable tickets. My buddy Powell hooked me up, like ridiculous. Putnam booth, like the whole thing. Sick.
Fuck
Right?
yeah.
So I'm like, buying the throwback jersey. He gets nachos. Like, we have a blast. He's like, I'm staying for the whole game. And you know it was a row.
Oh, yeah.
Zappy, fucking, the thing was awesome. So I'm like, dude, I'm staying for the game. By the way, I haven't been to a game sober maybe in my life, ever. And I was like, this is enjoyable. Like, I was like, I don't have to worry about, like, who's driving home. anything.
Pretty decent weather.
I'm driving home. It was beautiful. So anyways, we get up, we get to go. So we're driving out, And my buddy's like, the best part about having these sick tickets is that you get the out road that like, the road that like brings you out like under the bridge.
Oh, yeah,
and
you get
don't
the
have to
cheat.
wait.
Yeah, it's a cheat.
Exactly, it's a
Yeah.
cheat code. So I'm like, sweet. So we go to take that left. The guy's like, there's a medical emergency. You have to go to like the one that leads you to like 495.
Oh.
That one that you told me about.
Oh, yeah.
So I go out there, right? And I'm like, fuck. So the guy in front of me is like, fuck this. He like waves the guy coming north and he cuts over and does like a 3-point turn and goes.
Good for him.
And I'm like, I have to do this, so I'm gonna get home before like 9.
Today.
Yeah, exactly. So I do it, right? And so I do that fucking turn. I come out. 3 guys that were like 65 in Pats jerseys were walking down that causeway, whatever it is. So I make the turn. I'm like, we're fucking home free. Guy leans out from the street and goes, "That's fucking bullshit." And I'm like, Tommy's in the passenger seat. He's leaning into his passenger seat. And I'm like, what? And he goes, "You heard me. Fucking bullshit." And I'm like, and we drove off and I looked at him, I go, that was your actual Pats experience. That's how it used to be when we were kids.
Yes.
Like everywhere you were like fucking accosting one of each other. Dude, I remember going to my first Bruins game and there were guys just pissing in the fucking like in the thing that used to like drag you down. You know what I'm talking about? Like
The elephant
yeah,
walk.
the elephant walk. Yeah, it was
Stunk
just like
like
a
piss.
down thing.
Yep.
It was like, dude, just guys pissing all over.
I remember that.
Yeah.
When the Pats won their first Super Bowl in 2001, my brother flew out with my nephew. Now, mind you, me and my nephew are like months apart.
Yeah.
I'm older, but he didn't know like the Boston experience, and like we seen some shit that day. So on the way home, we're waiting for the train, and there's a guy it was so congested. This guy was literally just floating like by shoulders. Just like fatality Johnny Cage mode in the air. Just like people getting onto the train. So he thought he was getting on the train. Now he's in between with trains connect. He thought it was like New York. You could just hang on to that. So I'll never forget it. My brother grabs my nephew and he goes, "You're gonna see someone die tonight. You're gonna see someone die." And I was like, "Yeah, you are." Right? So the train goes away for like, I don't know, 50 feet. And all of a sudden it just stops. They arrest the guy. But he did see we saw a guy in a tree wouldn't come down. They kept calling him Birdman. We saw a gratuitous amount of tits. It was just, it's just a Boston experience. It was great.
It is. All right, so we got a special occasion today. We got Halloween. We're gonna talk about Halloween today. All right.
I'm all in.
Perfect.
Before we get to that, let's do a little promo right now. We got a party coming up.
Oh.
October 28th,
Buddy.
10/28.
I'm moving tickets right now.
Oh,
I
I
am-
moved tickets like Don King.
I am Nino Brown. I need to start giving out turkeys in the hood. All right. There's not many in my possession right now, so you might need
I
to.
love it. I'll re-up.
You know what I mean?
The product, as they say in
Yes,
Hawaii.
yes.
You
Meet
know
me
what
at the
I mean?
Carter.
Yeah, we'll re-up the product.
Yes.
10/28, CJ the DJ. Do you guys know who that is? I don't, but the fact is,
I
he's
do.
gonna be dropping sweet on the fucking wheels of steel.
Yes, sir.
Costume party. I'll tell you right now. I won 3 weeks ago. I was at a golf tournament. I won 2 gift cards, $125 each to Rapid Liquors. Right? Listen, I'm a giver. All right, I'm not a taker. $125 to best costume for the guys.
Oh, baby.
$125 to best costume for the girls. Rapid Liquors.
Perfect.
That's the award. All right.
Real quick, where is Rapid Liquors?
That is in Stoneham.
Oh, all right. So it's not fucking.
By the way, great prices on wine. I get an alcohol.
Big wine guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a wine guy myself. Well, wine's for kings, dude. I will say that.
Yeah.
Kings drank wine.
Fair enough.
All right. So, anyways, 90s, 80s costumes only,
Yes.
right?
Could be anything.
Could be anything from those eras. All right. So 90s, 80s costumes only. We got CJ the DJ. We got Lily Pease dropping absolute fire on the chicken.
You
We're
know
at the
it.
Irish American, 177 West Street, Malden, Massachusetts.
02148.
The youngest president ever of the Irish American sitting next to me right now.
Talking right now.
Absolute beast.
Absolute fact, okay? If you don't have your costume ready, figure it out. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, figure it out. People have been dribbling in, and now, by the way, I just put on my high-octane sales hat
Yep.
today, and tickets are moving.
Oh yeah. It's
It's
just get your fucking tickets.
People
Do the
are
right
talking
thing.
about it. Someone asked me about it today. 28th, right?
That's right.
28th Friday night.
Friday.
Let's fucking go.
That's
Friday
a
night.
fact. Let's go. By the way, the best is when you go on a Friday night hard, because then you, by Sunday, you're right again. You're back to
Exactly.
normal. you
Ready
know?
to
Pats are looking good.
Yeah, ready to day drink for football.
That's a fact. All right, couple sponsors.
Yep.
Ready? Go
I
ahead.
can do it. I got one up right now. AJM Plumbing and Heating, servicing North and South Shore. Over 100 5-star reviews. All your plumbing, heating, and gas needs, certified in all major plumbing and heating brands. Why? Because he's a fucking stud. All right? Great prices, 2-year warranty on our work. It's unheard of. Mention the ad, receive 10% off next service call. Tell them I Brennan sent you. Phone number 781-853-1310. His email, because Italians make everything difficult, I'm going to spell it out for you. Amiccichi, AMICCICHI at AJMPlumbingHeating.com. Columbus was a fraud, by the way. Happy Indigenous People Day.
Jesus. Jesus.
Yeah, let's go around the room and say what today is for you. I think Danny's going to be outnumbered. It's Columbus Day for me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Irish and Italian. Columbus Day, drinking beers on Bennington Street in Eastie, watching the Alapinos in their Papa Wheelie cars and shit.
Oh, the little fucking clown people?
Yeah. Well,
It took me a minute to know what you were talking about.
The Shriners,
Yeah.
just ripping it up. Now we don't get, Jalapenos, Alepos.
That's why I didn't know it. I was like, is he talking about a sandwich?
I will say one thing. Apparently, no sports teams have respect for the indigenous peoples or Columbus. Because the reason
You got to change every name at this point.
like
Dude, they changed it to the fucking Commanders.
That's what I was to run the tape. This is
Guardians
the best
in
Oh, don't get me
baseball, right?
started.
For everybody
Probably
at
one of the
home-
greatest fucking logos ever.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Indians.
Jeez.
For the people who are at home who don't know how big Fitzy is, Fitzy is the size of a refrigerator.
I thought you were going to have to
So-
take the roof off this
yeah,
bitch, make it a convertible.
So I was like, I said to Maggie, I was like, all right. I'm like, we were originally we're gonna have my son's like family party here at like 5.
Yep.
And then he was like, we have football. And I'm like, nobody gives a fuck about indigenous peoples or Columbus Day. Yeah. Well, I'm Catholic, but I know how to play field hockey. 4 o'clock practice. I'm like, all right, we'll push it back to 6. Right? I'm like, that's fine. I tell these guys 8:30. I know they're gonna come early. Fitzy walks in. Like, if you were
8:05.
casting, I've said this earlier today. If you were casting like the next like Viking movie, and you're like, we need a guy who approximately is like 6'3", 6'4", monster with a red beard. Fitzy's like a guy. That is what you have.
100%.
Absolute fucking truck, right? He walks in, and my family's like, who the fuck is this guy walking in?
I didn't knock either. I just walked in.
No, hey, don't knock.
And then Clocky comes in and he knocks, and I'm like, oh, what an absolute gentleman. I just fucking barged into a family party.
Just gave a quick knock, you know.
Hey, that's
Respectful.
what you gotta do. Yeah.
Me? I was brought up
You were
different.
brought up properly. That's right.
Brought up.
You just
Alright, so
walk into your
we're
friend's
talking-
house.
We're talking Halloween. By the way, last thing about the Pats game.
Yep.
So I listen to this other podcast every once in a while. I'll give a free plug. Soft Boys. The guy's a local comedian, grew up with one of my buddies. He always talks about this thing that kind of like fascinating me, which is like if you smell a girl and like she doesn't smell right to you, like that's like a sign that you shouldn't mate with her. And I was like, that is wild.
Well, yeah.
Like, well, no, because it's like, so this girl sits down next to me at the Pats. Tommy's on my right. This girl sits. And
Was she
she's like
remotely attractive?
She was a good-looking woman.
And she
right?
smelled like
she
what?
smelled like
Stavis
a library and ribbon candy. She smelled like your grandmother's fucking efficiency apartment.
Mothballs?
I was like, yeah, I was like,
Balls and candy canes.
and her husband was like a good-looking dude, and I'm like, I think this guy's fucking Will Noonan, by the way, Soft Boys the podcast. Give them the credit for this thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I think this makes sense. And his theory is that like if you mate with a person like that, like your kid will be like in like a wheelchair forever. Like,
Jesus.
You're like, I mean, I don't think it's the worst fucking theory in the world. You know what I mean? Like I smelled her, I'm like,
And by the way, for those not familiar, Foxborough Stadium or Gillette Stadium is outdoors.
yeah. I mean, dude, it was smelled like I said, like it was like that, like lavender, like mothball, like yeah. Anyway, so that's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. Like when you see a good-looking girl and she doesn't smell right to you, I don't think that's something you want to get into.
Oh, that's a fair point.
And I was with my son and I'm married, so that probably wouldn't have been a good idea anyway.
No, it's
I just started making out with some chick in front of my By the way, there were 2 girls that like were getting up and like boogieing. Like, you know, like a Pats game when it's like rolling like that, dude, it was like a party in there. Because it was like Zappy's killing it. It was great. 2 girls that were like kind of smoking were like getting up and like dancing around. Tommy's like, I'm like, dude, this kid's going 6 to midnight. You know, like, this is
when a couple weeks ago we had a game in Rhode Island and we had to take a bus there because God forbid fucking never mind, I'm gonna get myself in trouble there. But we had a game in Rhode Island.
I already got myself in trouble.
Yeah, and no, but here's a perfect point, right? So we're at a red light in Providence, which is the breeding ground for The Walking Dead. It's all you see is just fucking
Yeah.
inbreds and it's crazy.
Mongoloids.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking everywhere.
But what you do see is you see it's fucked up because Providence is like pot Baltimore, pot complete college town because Brown's right there.
Yeah.
So there was this girl running by. I have no idea if she was good looking or not, but it's instinct as a man to turn your head and just look at her. And my son caught me just like that. He's like, Dad. I'm like, what, dude? He's like, you saw her too, huh? I'm like, you son of a bitch. You little horny bastard. You know what I mean?
Is he?
He'll be 12 in January.
Sick.
He's getting there, yeah. He hasn't got the short and curlies yet, but I think he's right there. You know?
All right, we're going Halloween today. Now, I asked special guests on this show for this specific reason. Let me give you a little background history. My boy Clark, who's sitting here right now, we met through a mutual friend, Mike Levy. You are a Halloween maniac,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fitzy, you look like you should be like Jason 2.0, like if you put the mask on, so that's why you're here. So,
Correct.
Do you stay at home and give out the candy these days?
I'll take the kids out. We'll walk around the neighborhood. We leave a bowl out and we say, take one.
Yeah.
No one
Full of
takes
cigarettes.
No one takes one.
the
Full of
cigarettes.
cigarettes and lighters.
Yeah.
So hopefully they only take one. No, but usually the kids are pretty good. They'll take one or two. They might break the rules, but yeah. And then once I'm back, I sit there and throw candy.
By the way, you're from Somerville. You grew up in Somerville.
Somerville, born and raised
Yeah.
till I was
So
37 years old.
Yeah, so now living in Reading.
Burbs,
It's like
baby.
You're
The
soft.
burb. I love it. I love it. I got a driveway.
It's
First
nuts.
thing, right when I bought the house, I went out and bought a snowblower. I was like, this is the best. I'm so happy right now.
I gotta-
love being in the burbs.
It's funny. So I just got rid of the camper this year, but I brought my buddy up from Somerville. When I first got my camper, it was like and I was like, hey, dude, you know how to start a fire? He goes, I'm from Somerville, dude. I can't start a fire on concrete.
Where's the dumpster?
Yeah,
I'll start a fire.
Yeah, dude, he was like, I come from a concrete jungle. I was like, yeah, I'm stealing that. You know?
So you're from Somerville. That's a fact. Clark, you're from Winthrop.
Winthrop. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. One way in, one way out.
Vikings.
That's right.
The Vikings.
Legendary individual. Me and Clark spent
Winthrop Bombs, one of my
Clark
favorites.
spent a 4-day weekend in Vegas.
Unbelievable.
When I tell you, like, you know, it's like everybody else that was on that trip, they're fine.
Yep.
They're okay. Clark, like, I was like, I am all in. Give me this kid, mainline this kid in my fucking veins.
Yeah.
I love this kid. Like, I think he's the fucking best in the business.
I mean, I just
Like,
met him in person tonight.
He throws throwaway lines for Clark.
Oh, yeah.
nothing. Like, no big deal. It's
beautiful.
Absolute legend. We went there. We had a great time, right?
The best. It was a great time.
Yeah, we
It
had
was
a blast.
There was, I believe there was a hostage situation.
Yeah.
And there was a murder on
Yeah.
the strip. Remember
Yeah.
the guy killed
While
that
we
guy
were there.
while we were
Yeah.
there. And well, I mean,
You guys got to talk about it.
Yeah,
You guys are good
we
criminals.
had to talk about it. Yeah, it's fact. But it was discovered to me on that time. We became friends on Facebook that you are a massive Halloween guy.
love it.
Like, you are the biggest Halloween guy I know. That's a fact.
Yep.
Right?
I mean, I think so. I don't know everyone you know.
All right, let's start at the beginning. Let's
Okay.
start at the beginning of Halloween. Okay. I am...
Salem, 1640. No, sir.
So, by the way, quick shout out. This guy who's a big podcast, love the podcast, Derek Millen.
Yeah.
He has a YouTube channel called Detours. This dude, by the way, when I saw it, I'm like, Detours? Wait, is that Dick Tours? It's like, oh, Detours, dickhead. Like, Detours.
Wiener
Dick
tours.
tours. You turn the corners, just cock in your
10,000 subs
face.
on YouTube, and he had like tagged us in some stuff early on. He is all about like Salem, so he does like tons of Salem tours. Dude, people plan their whole fucking like Salem vacations around like meeting this guy and like hanging out with him. And by the way, my mother grew up in Salem. I had zero idea that like people like went there for vacation, like that they wanted to go there as a destination.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I was like, I went there when I was a kid. Like I was like
We talked about it, but I was in a wedding at the Hawthorne Hotel.
before I got married.
Yeah, and it's like a major.
Dude, but people fly there from California
You
and
got
like, hang out for a week.
to get
Yeah.
married there though.
Yeah.
Like no, because like it's a haunted hotel.
Dude, we're in like ground zero for that shit,
Yeah.
right? So anyways, Derek Millen, Detours, check him out.
Yeah.
Dude, people like stop him on the street, they'll like buy him a drink. I'm like, we need to go on a detour with this guy and like have people buy us drinks.
Pulling the cork guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We
yeah.
like booze.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. They're like, I like ghosts. They're like, alcohol. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Halloween episode. Let's talk about candies. Ooh. I mean, this is I used to do a thing on this way before podcast. I used to do a thing on this. Top 10s, the worst, the
Hey
best,
dentist,
whatever.
count your fucking days if you're listening.
Yeah.
Giving out
Maggie's
toothbrushes,
dad's
you
a
fucking
dentist, by the
frauds.
way. Maggie's dad's a dentist.
Except for Maggie's dad, you're a great guy.
Yeah, Maggie's dad's a dentist. The best was when my sister was like, Cammie was like, my old sister was like, her teeth are coming in kind of weird. She's like, what do you think? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. She's like, are you a dentist? Like, he didn't even give a fuck. He was like,
That's my day off.
yeah,
That's my day off.
No, wait, it's teeth. All right, let's just get the GOAT out of the way.
Reese's.
Facts, not opinions. There is nothing else in the world.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Oh, Jesus. Here we
Stop this.
Hot
Louis
takes.
Street-
Hot
Louis
takes
Street
from
Rock.
Mo.
Stop this. Stop
Controversy.
This. Now, I love
Controversy.
Reese's, but I think Reese's are number one when they're frozen. So on a Halloween night, I want all your Kit Kats. Every one of them.
go. Oh, I'm a Kit Kat guy. Big Kat.
Yeah, I like Kit
Big
Kat.
I got nothing against Reese's, but I throw my Reese's in the freezer, and then that next morning, getting up, what day it depends on. If you get up for school or on that Saturday night you're hungover as a father, it all depends because you always have nips as a parent these days, taking the kids out, right? All right, perfect. So I'm a Reese's in the freezer guy, but I'm not gonna say no. But Kit Kats is my number one.
I would definitely
the night
give them-
of.
Now, my son Tommy Ahern, huge Reese's guy, but like he's always like, give me the specialty, give me the trees, give me the fucking pumpkins, Give me
Absolutely,
the fucking,
I'm with him on that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've never had a Reese's in the freezer
Oh!
because they don't make it to the freezer.
They don't.
My kids get
It's
Reese's,
tough.
and I'm like, oh, you might be allergic. They're like 7 and 5.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not allergic to anything. But
Yeah.
hey, guess what? That could be dangerous for you, Daddy's
Probably
eyes.
needles in that.
I gotta
Yeah,
protect that
there's
shit.
razor blades in those definitely, and you're allergic to peanuts. And that
So after we
you have to have
after
peanut
we get out of Reese's, I feel like we're all like, we're just kicking it downhill because.
Sure.
butter. Yeah.
And by
Sure.
the way, I'm fine with anything.
No, but all right, so I'll give Fitzy that. I'll say Reese's because I like them.
Now
but
I'm gonna say
frozen
this,
Reese's.
I gotta give the people a sense of the room because even if you're on YouTube watching this, you won't be able to see this. My two brother-in-laws are in the back of this room right now. Now my brother-in-law Steve Judge, he got a serious opinion on Three Musketeers. Negative opinion.
A negative.
Too much nougat.
Steve Judge, that's
You're
why you're
not-
here, bud.
you're not right.
You're right.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
He's not
right.
wrong.
Not wrong. Yeah.
As Chris Rock once said, what is Jason Kidd? Is he black or is he white or is he just nougat? There's too much Jason Kidd in a fucking Three Musketeers.
And by the way, it's too big, like to be that plain.
Yeah.
Like that's
You
the
get
other problem.
you get sick of it halfway through the
Yeah,
fucking thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It needs to be like a thin.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? You know what fucked with my head is that like when I was a kid, like they sold like, and I always admit this, like I'm way older than everybody else here. They sold like Twix in like a snack pack. So like
All right,
my
maybe
mother
you
used
are
to
that old.
throw Twix like in my thing, and I was like, I associated Twix with like any other thing that your mother put in your thing. So I'm like, fuck Twix. I'm like, I thought Twix were like,
That's a hot take, dude.
dude, I thought,
yeah,
I thought
Twix.
Twix were like.
Twix are fire.
Dude, I thought I equated Twix with like fruit rollers. Like, fuck this thing. Like,
That's
I
crazy
fucking
talk.
get it that easy. It's not that good.
Do you know when I
I
stopped?
see where you're coming from, but I love Twix.
Do you know
I love
what? Do you know when I
Twix.
stopped like really like giving Twix like? I used to like if Twix was a stripper, I stopped looking at them after this commercial, like the left
The
and right
fucking
Twix.
left and right commercial.
So dumb.
Yeah, bad.
Get out of here.
What was that all about?
Hey, it's right up there with that fucking Kane commercial. We've been making the best bacon all along. We just been eating. Sorry. Get the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
I don't want to hear it. You're from
Fucking tell
Chelsea.
him,
You're
Rocky,
Chelsea.
tell him.
I'm
from
saying.
Chelsea. You were
Slug-
making bacon the whole time.
making
I'd know.
bologna.
I would know if you were making bacon the whole fucking time. You weren't doing it. I'm
Now,
sorry.
there's like, there are certain candies that are like on, like, and by the way, there's a certain place in hell for this person. Nate, my brother-in-law, who's in the background right now, there on his street, Old Street, where he used to live.
He
this
has a
happened.
bunch of Necco
No,
wafers.
this happens. No, it gets worse. It gets worse. I'm gonna get to Necco wafers in a minute. It gets worse.
Shout out to Revere.
So we're taking our kids, like Tommy and Will, like, I don't know, they're like 8, 7, something like that at the point. So like we're walking them up. This woman's like, choose between my two hands behind her back. So like one kid chooses right, he gets a fucking Reese's peanut butter cup. Gold. Fucking gold stamp.
Jackpot.
Right? Bang. The other kid's like left. She gives him a potato. She hands him a potato. They call it to this day the potato house. Let me tell you right now, there's one way to get your house burned to the ground.
Fucking,
First
To
off,
offer that type, what type of sadist?
Yeah.
does
fucking
that?
Diary
Fuck
of Anne
that
Frank
lady.
handing out
Honestly, fuck
potatoes.
that lady.
Get the fuck out of here.
Where does she get the balls?
Throw it through the window.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, I told Tommy, I go, you know what the comeback would be? Let's go instant mashed on the whole
On the whole white, on the whole house.
Play it. Let's go fucking down with it. You know what I mean? By the way, the biggest shame of all time is this drugs in your Because it is true. It's like drug addicts don't give out
Yeah,
drugs.
no one's giving me free
don't
drugs.
hand drugs out, dude. They take
Yeah.
'em.
You ain't
It's just,
getting
it's
Wonka
just a
bars.
good story, I guess, to tell your kids so they don't touch the candy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah. So you
I
do.
don't know, like I guess razor blades and candy was like a thing.
So, well, I don't know if it really was.
It's right up
Netflix will come out with a fucking documentary about it next week.
It's a fear tactic by the
Dude, I'll
man.
never forget. Hey, by the way, I think that Halloween's gotten. But and this is why I like Halloween. Halloween's scary on all accounts. Because I'll tell you, I never forget this. My buddy Mike Chafee, R.I.P. We were like walking up like East Foster one night. Like we were like 5th grade. I'm like, let's go. Like let's walk up East Foster. The fucking van pulls over. Door swings open. 9 like fucking seniors jump out and just egg us. The fuck
Love
out.
it. Love
And
it.
I'm telling you right
Yeah.
now, I don't know that I've ever felt this sensation ever, except for that moment where I thought I was gonna lose control of my bladder. Like I was like, because I didn't know if like a kidnap was coming out of the van or like whatever, and all of a sudden eggs were just smoking us. And I'm like, that was when life was good.
Yeah, no, my kid included. No one does it anymore. Shaving cream, egging,
Nothing.
nothing. They're fucking
It used
lame.
to be like
Kids
going
are
on
lame,
Halloween
dude.
back in the day. Used to be
Forget
like,
it.
take your life into your hands.
Wear the worst clothes
Like the
possible.
Purge.
Fucking duct tape.
Fucking-
Like the
Yeah,
Purge.
it was. It was the
It was
purge.
scary.
I'll never forget little Clarky. We're walking around the neighborhood. You know, oh, this is the best. Is it? We turned that one corner. Fucking boom. My brother, his friends, and my 2 cousins, and it was fucking all over.
Mayhem. Love it.
All over. Smashed eggs.
I remember my
everything.
first year ever going out like shaving creaming. Because
Yeah.
I was never really like an egg guy. I was like, that shit's on your hair and shit. But like, I got murdered with them one year.
Yeah.
But so I was like, I had to join the party. But like, shaving cream was my thing. The first year I went out with Barbasol, and I was like, psh, nothing. And everyone's like, you didn't put a needle in there and
got-
fucking
yeah, and melt
and
it.
burn it?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, next thing you know, I'm fucking Doc Holliday. I'm strapped to the gills. Flap, flap. I'm
fucking
shooting people in the
OK
eyeballs.
Corral.
I'm hitting grandmothers. No one was safe. Nobody. I'm like, oh, you're crossing the street, you got a little groceries? Whack. How's your fucking menthol right in your fucking eyeballs?
Like your Barbasol, right in your fucking butt.
Bing bong.
By the way, if you are at home and you are a younger person, like my nephew who sometimes listens, or my niece, if you take a pin and you put it inside a Barbasol and you melt
Melt it.
that,
Yeah.
you will have a stream that will murder people.
You can hit Squirrel and Mall from here.
We used to use a pin for filling basketballs and stuff. You just
Yeah.
melt it down. You felt like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was getting ready in Commando in the fucking gun store. Fuck.
The eye black.
Yeah. You know? The
Dude,
best.
it was like, it did like, I will say this right now, like, I remember being in that situation, be like, we got smoked with eggs. And these kids were like way older than us. And they were like, fuck, we rally back up at my house. I'm like, shit. And I'm like, did we go back out, dude, right now? Like, we just got...
Regroup.
We just got murdered out here. Like, we got lit.
It's real
the
out in
fuck
these
up.
streets,
Like,
dude.
you know what I mean? Like, it was back in the day where it was like, now it's like, people are like, how are you identifying for your candy? Back then it was like, ah! Like, fucking people are getting smoked with tomahawks.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I mean?
awesome. It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah. that-
Toss
I was
and boiled eggs.
like, you know, like you just said purge, right? But I want to do that like where you can be a teenager as an adult. So we can just do that one more time. I would love to do that one more
Now, I
time.
gotta say this. I'm often reminded of this by Danny. That I grew up in the easier of all the places. Fitzy, what was Stonewall like for trick or treating?
It was lawless. We went down. So I grew up down Lincoln Park, and then we moved to Winter Hill when I was like 11. But me and my brother would still go down to Lincoln Park because it was like a no-go zone. We had mustard, ketchup, syrup, toilet paper rolls, eggs, everything, and no one was safe. No one's house was safe. No one was safe. And like,
Could
there
you
was-
imagine syrup, dude?
Yeah, syrup. There
What
was-
the fuck?
Maple syrup.
What do they call it now? It's not Aunt Jemima because
Oh, yeah, no.
No, it's like
Oh, let's not talk about that.
it's like
Something-
milling company.
Mills-
Yeah,
Mills
milling
something.
company. Yeah.
So we had Mills syrup, and we would just
syrup.
go. But there was a cop. There'd be like a local cop, and he would sit there so that nothing got out of hand. He was like the neighborhood
Yeah.
cop. It was fucking awesome.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, if I saw you coming at me with like a
It was
syrup,
it was
I am-
Amsterdam.
Yeah, it was
I
Amsterdam.
am well known as like not a fast person. I get fast quick.
Bunny Colvin was down there, just making sure no one got out of hand.
What a reference, dude.
So good.
We actually, I mean, it's not Halloween topic, but me and Brendan talk about The Wire often.
Oh,
It's great.
all the time.
Fitzy is a massive Wire guy.
Huge Wire guy.
I've seen The Wire 10 plus times.
Easily.
All the way through.
Easily.
Bunny
Alright.
Colvin. I just said Bunny Colvin.
Yeah.
Who knows Bunny Colvin?
No
one does.
Monster fucking Wire guy, Monster Treme guy. Everything that they've ever done,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Except for like the war one, I wasn't as like.
Did you see the
thinking
new one? We run the city. We own the
yes,
city or whatever.
Super
just
Cop.
for the dating,
Super Cop.
I'm already ready to do a rewatch.
Great one.
Now.
Yeah.
Great show.
Ready to do a rewatch.
Bernthal's a beast.
He's a
Oh,
monster.
he's
real.
Monster.
By the way, you know what's funny? We're talking about Rerun the City and John Bernthal, the actor, which is the most ridiculous performance. Have you seen his like when he does like the pod? Like I hate that. Like I try to do this when I really like an actor. I try to avoid anything they do personally. Like
Yeah, it's tough.
Like because I saw something with him and I'm like, I hate this guy.
It can make you hate someone
Yes,
real
yeah,
quick.
of
And
course
their
you can.
personal views, you're gonna not like their,
No, of course
their
you won't.
creative
So I
stuff.
try
you
to
know?
avoid all that shit.
De Niro. I
I
wish
didn't
De Niro
watch it.
kept his mouth shut.
Yeah,
De
yeah,
Niro
just
did,
go home
De
and
Niro
shut
did
up.
too much.
Yeah. All right. So we got off Reese's to that. That's where we went from that.
Pinball machine, dude. We've been doing this since March.
What happened?
Yeah.
Let me give you my other hot ones. If I'm giving it to you, Kit Kat's already been covered.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna. I will not kick out of bed like a little mini Sour Patch like bag.
Sure.
Like, because you know what happens? You get a big Sour Patch bag, and the next thing you know, your tongue is like an addict.
Yeah.
On the side of the street, and like it's hanging out of your
Yeah.
mouth like a bulldog.
Couple
Yeah.
canker sores, never hurt a soul.
Oh,
I'm all
God.
in. I'm all in. Give me all the Sour Patch Kids.
It hurts, but I like it. As
Mini-
far as the chocolates go,
Mini Snickers? I'm
Yeah,
all in.
Snickers. I was just
Okay,
gonna say
love
Snickers
Snickers.
is
Love
tough
Snickers.
for me.
All in.
what do you got, Clyde?
Snickers, Milky Way. I mean, it's all
Love a
dead.
Milky Way.
See, I'm not a big Milky Way guy.
But
How do you feel with dark chocolate? I'm not talking
I'm in.
about the women or the men. Let's go.
I'm in on all of the above, what you just said.
And the women.
Yeah.
I'm
and
in.
the men. The
I'll take the weird stuff.
Idris Elba, you shit me?
Dude, you get a giant dark chocolate bar and some Guinness, dude. Forget
in.
it. Just eat it on the
in.
toilet. Just eat it right on the toilet.
I'm milk chocolate all the way.
No dark.
Yeah, no dark chocolate.
Oh,
I don't
dark
like it. I mean, I might be hammered at night and
You know what's garbage,
think
by the way?
it's a
but
milk?
You
Yeah.
know what's garbage, by the way? White chocolate sucks.
Yeah, it's a fucking.
I love
that's,
it.
That's
Do you?
bullshit.
I love it. Yeah.
Oh!
Cookies and cream.
That is
Hershey's
the
bars.
I got
Yeah.
the trash shovel kid.
So good.
Come on,
So
Fitz.
good. White chocolate all the way.
You know what? I'll allow it just because it's you.
Yeah. I mean,
What? Wait a minute. Now, here's something that's like stirred in my mind for years, and still at 35. Mounds and Almond Joys can fuck right off,
yeah,
right?
both
Yeah,
of them.
get
Fuck
lost.
Both of them. Yeah.
Get lost.
Loses.
Like,
Loses.
We've had. All right, so.
I couldn't even tell you the difference, but one of them is milk chocolate and one of them's dark, right? They
I don't know. I think it's
one-
just
one's
Mounds.
almonds, one's
yeah,
just coconut.
One's
Mounds
just
has nuts.
coconut.
Now,
That's
let me-
it?
I think I've said this before. I think I said
Al-
this
Almond Joy
I think
has
I said
nuts,
this-
Mounds
I think
don't.
I said this on this podcast, but it is a fact.
They're fucking terrible.
My
is what
buddy
they
is
are.
at Hershey Park right now. If you go to Hershey Park, I think Hershey chocolate is
Everything's better there.
sophomore shit.
Yes.
It is junk.
Yeah.
It is trash. Fucking like it's like you go to a Revere like flea market, they give you Hershey's.
Yeah.
Right. That's the level of fucking chocolate.
The
it is.
HDR.
But the fact is, if you go to the park, dude, if you go to the park, they give you the cream fucking EM.
Creme de la
bits.
creme?
Dude, it is so fucking good when you go.
That's
to
how they
the park.
fucking sink the hook in, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, Hershey. But can I just bring this up too?
Yes.
It's Montreal Canadian colors, you know, Almond Joy and fucking.
a fair point.
Get the fuck out of here. And even the inside white. It's white. It's red. It's blue. Get away from me. I don't care.
You just described the American flag too.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't have a leaf in it though, right?
One time, I think I fucking got hammered and dropped one on the ground and ate.
Had a
Fucking,
leaf. It was October.
it was
It had a leaf.
October.
But I mean, but if people are giving you, by the way, if you're a raisin person, if you're giving out fucking apples,
Yeah, see, I like raisins, but
listen,
never like.
By the way, a lot of people in Melrose, I feel like giving out apples these days.
It's fucking
Yeah,
so
apple.
dumb.
ridiculous.
You know what? They're not even giving out apples. They're giving out like pamphlets that tell you how to identify. and how you want to how you tell the people in school like how you want to identify. That's what we're getting in Melrose right now. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
We're gonna get.
By the way, it's
we're gonna
coming.
get.
It's coming for you.
No,
coming for everybody.
I had a fire detail last week,
Yeah.
and he took his daughter out of a school. I can't tell you what. I don't
Oh,
want.
yeah.
I don't want.
This is a crazy story. I want to hear the story.
He took his daughter out of a school in this certain town.
Private school.
to put her in another one because the principal, who was a trans, made a day where you had to be the opposite sex.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be right down at that school in that office.
No, he took him out.
Yeah.
He took his daughter out. So now she's at another school.
Well,
where,
you know what the worst part is? That we actually.
How old?
13.
So that's
I'm sorry, 11.
Still
Because same age as my son.
grammar school stuff,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
None of that. I don't care which way you.
Same.
It doesn't belong in grammar school.
No.
It does not belong in
They should be
grammar
learning how to make fucking Pebble Pilgrim soup. Remember that when you were a kid?
school. Yeah,
Fucking,
just like throw the recorder back in. Teach them how to sing Three Brown Mice on the recorder. I don't need. There's nothing to do with sexuality in a grammar
no.
school.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
It just doesn't belong.
I mean, that's all you thought
don't
about
care
when
what
you were in there. You know?
Yeah.
No, but
Maybe getting a tugger
maybe
behind
by
a football
middle school,
field.
yeah.
You know?
Dude, I like.
Throw the recorder back in there. What a great fucking line.
It's true. It's true though. It's like.
I remember when my son brought that home. I was like, get that the fuck away
But I
from
do
me.
think I
You
will
want
say
to
this.
waste time? Go blow
I
on
will
this
say
stupid
this.
flute.
I will say this on this show right now. I think it's a little bit of like people say nature versus nurture. I will say it's nurture versus nature. What I'll say is this: like I am like I've said it before. Like if my son right now is like I want to transition. I am like that way. If he was that way in the family that we have, I would be like I am all for you.
Sure.
To do that. Like I would be that way. Our family, the way we are not anti, but we are very like, hey, this is realistic of what you are, whatever. And like the fact that my kids are normal and aren't like being like, oh, like I like being like out there in that way is
Yeah.
like I just think is a reflection of like we have a normal upbringing of our kids. Like we're not anti anything.
Right.
But like it's like this is like oh whatever. They grow up with my Uncle Nate and like there you go. That's what happens.
We're talking. It's
Like you play football and whatever. You want to be gay, you want to be trans, that's fine. But, like,
Absolutely. But at that age,
but at that age,
you're
to-
not
to
of
encourage these
decision.
things.
You're not of decision making
No,
age
exactly.
at
And
that
that-
point.
and I think
so.
that's
I'm
what
not
he
going
was-
to let you do something permanent
right.
until maybe you're 18. You're an adult.
Yes.
Right.
Be an adult. Do whatever you want.
Right.
And I'll love you.
Sure.
You're my kid. I
Of
love
course.
you no matter what the fuck you do.
You just chalk it up to you. Listen, I don't want to be blamed for making any fucking decisions. You make the decision.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's what you did.
Yes.
Let me tell you right now, I always say this. When I was in the 4th grade, the only thing I knew I wanted to do was a letter U on Sesame Street.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, do you
Oh,
identify as letter U?
that's Lionel.
Like,
What's his name? Lionel Richie. You really gotta hold him. And the U was like all weird with the big eye. I had fucking nightmares about that.
That's
hold
a
on.
Halloween.
We
That's
gotta
a horror
do,
show.
We gotta do the Little Keys hot chicken hotline.
Let's do it.
All right, these guys won't be able to hear this.
Trody's on.
Yeah, Fitz, you want to weigh it? You got a vested interest.
No, I don't think this is what.
Oh, I feel like
All right, you ready for the first one?
You can hear it, right?
singing.
You can hear?
I can hear.
All right, you ready?
Temptations.
All right, you're gonna be
Bono.
quiet. Be quiet during it. Ready? First one.
Hey, Gillis, you fuckstick. What's the difference between Lucky Charms and Notre Dame? Only the Lucky Charms belong in a bowl. The Mormons coming in at South Bend as field goal underdogs. That BYU heavy. Easy fucking victory. P.S. I hope the guy at Fresco's making you beef today fucks up and adds the pigeon gum. Good day.
So the funny thing about Bobby Froyo is he's a massive Michigan State fan. They're like 2-6 or something, like fucking crazy. Fuck you, Bobby.
All right, this is my favorite. I was hoping this would happen. Ready?
So it's finally about fucking time you get a female corker. On your voicemail, I'm going to talk about Halloween frauds, worst candy, Mary fucking Jane's. That candy should be obliterated.
Wrong.
Also, boxes of raisins. Who the fuck is giving boxes of raisins to children? Like, seriously, they should not be doing that. They should be kicked in the junk for that kind of shit. Also, costumes, when you're wearing just a fucking t-shirt, little to little. Like, seriously, who the fuck is doing that? Also, I'm going to go back a little bit. Let me tell you, best Chinese food in the country, San Francisco Bay Area, gonna hands down say that right now. Oakland, second. Just gonna say that as well. Top for fetish festivals as well. Love you guys. See you guys in a couple of weeks. Bye.
That was
before we go to the next voicemail.
Yeah. We're going to say fuck off.
Female calling in
Yeah.
was my favorite thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, but this
Talking
is
about-
we're going to put them right back down to where they belong. They're wrong with Mary Jane's
Chinese
and
food.
Chinese food in California.
By the way, none of us have been to California, so
I have.
I have.
I can't tell you.
And I went to a Chinese food place cald Sabella's because of the raviolis in Revere, and it was terrible.
All right, you ready? Next one, we get 4 more of these. Ready?
Fuck yeah.
What's up, pulling the cork? You guys talking Halloween? I'll tell you the worst Halloween candy. It's nerds, just like you guys. Gillis, Ahern, Fitzy, Clocky, bunch of fucking losers.
That sounds fucking angry.
That
What kind of
sounds-
asshole is
Jesus
that?
Christ.
Familiar, Fitzy.
Huh?
All right, now he's about to get really angry. Okay.
I have no clue why Antonio Brown is trying to become a rapper, when he should be becoming a stand-up fucking comedian. That meme about Tom Brady, I was literally sitting on the couch and sharted myself laughing so fucking hard. R.I.P. to my couch. But seriously, if you don't find that funny, as the great Peter Hurricane McNeely once said, you got a big old dump in your pants.
Medfield.
Unbelievable. All right, Paul Doobie, go check in.
Let this be the user's manual for all you fucking idiots that call. And then afterwards, the two of these idiots look at each other and go, who was that? Do you know who that was? Leave a goddamn name. Jesus Christ. Hey, guys, it's Paul. Danny, I was calling about something totally different. And then I heard last week's episode, and you said you had the audacity to put your sauce and meatballs up against anybody else's.
Still
Put your goddamn money where your mouth is. I'm coming for your neck. Okay? End of story. On to Halloween.
Thought it was
why
in
I
the
really
story.
called.
End of that story.
Halloween is one of the best friggin' things out there. Sorry, guys, I'm still a little friggin' concussed. I apologize. It's one of the best holidays out there. I love it. I love the festivity. I love dressing up. I love it. It's great. What I can't stand is 2 things. 1, fucking candy corn. Get it out. I don't care where it's from. I don't care.
Love it.
I don't care.
I don't hate it. I don't
It
hate,
looks
love it.
gross. It tastes like shit. Get it the fuck away from Halloween.
I agree.
Okay? Number 2, you fraud motherfuckers that can't have a costume because you're a tired parent. Fuck you. Get a Yeti, put a little vodka in it, and go as a
You got me.
hungover football parent. Get over yourselves.
I love it.
I was
We
in
got
with the
one more.
vodka.
By the way, we got one more.
Is it Adam Jump Town?
Yo, it's your man Adam Jump Down coming at you live from the Fulcrum. You know you wish you were here on stage, kid, as we do us. Wish you all the same. Anyway, anywho, feeling real nice, quality's extra high. Look at them sausages with a little bit of sauce on it. Adam Jump Down, Denali Food Truck. Shout out to Paul and the Cork.
Jesus Christ. He's out of his mind.
Dude,
He's a beast.
Dude, Adam Jumptown is my favorite person in the world. You got.
I got a story.
You gotta meet him in person. Have you met him in person?
No, but I got a story. But me and Danny won the tag team review championship on North Shore Beefs.
Yeah.
So we got the most votes. Followed the fucking rules. No one followed the rules.
No.
Adam jumped on himself. Made like a 3-minute video. Limit was 2 minutes. Anyways, so he congratulates us in a video, and he says, "Congratulations to Danny and what's his name, the other kid." Right?
No!
Fuck off, dude. 2 days before, you know what he did? Fucking friend request me. He knows who the fuck my
Dude,
name
that
is.
gets higher than a lab rat.
Yeah.
Dude,
Did you see his late night videos?
Can I just say right
You should have saw him right here.
Listen,
Oh, he was here?
Dude, there's an episode.
obviously,
I gotta-
I love Fitzy doesn't even listen
I
to the
gotta.
show.
That was episode 26. I saw that shit.
Hey,
I think it was.
the kid was sitting right here.
I'm just.
I'm asking
Brendan,
him.
I'm busy.
Yeah, catch it up.
It's backlogged.
Listen, I got this kid in a fucking blender, and I got him like 14 questions in. He goes, "What was that?"
Yeah.
Dude.
And I'm like,
when he
"You're
was-
on."
when-
I was like, "You are on Mars,
Dude,
buddy."
dude, let me just tell you this right now. I made a whole unbelievable, in my opinion. Fake
food truck because that's what he does now.
We're like it's all made up. Like it's like in the strip club next
parking
to the
lot next to the
getting hand jobs. So we play it, right?
It's like 5 minutes long.
It's like 5 minutes long. I know you have a food truck. This is our food truck. So we play it. He puts his headphones on. He puts them off. He goes, "Is that real?"
You guys get food
That's
truck.
not real, dude. Are you out of your mind?
You get a hand crank with a fucking slice of pizza. He thinks it's real.
This kid is. But I tell you what, I love the kid.
He's a riot. I think he's a riot.
By the way, kind of a big dude. That's the other thing. He's a wild one.
He seems like he's a big guy.
We told the story at the end where the guy's like, "Jump." You go in there and fucking. He goes.
He was an enforcer for the Lowell hockey team.
He's like, he goes, "I put this kid in the boards." Permanent.
He went like this and showed his forearms. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm like, it's like the side of the orange line.
Dude, he smokes weed all day long.
Yeah, he just.
He seems like it.
It's so funny though because I pulled up in front. I pulled up in front of your house and he pulled out. He pulled out of this little fucking like mom car.
Yeah.
And he just. I was like, holy shit! Like he's probably like your height, but not obviously not as thick. And he's like, hey, I got some stuff in. He popped the trunk. I'm like, I'm gonna die right here. And he just gave us T-shirts and beers, dude. He's just a great dude.
Yeah, but if you told me some stripper snapped your carrot while you were eating a slice of pizza in the Squire parking lot, I would believe that. What's not to believe?
I mean, that's a fair point.
All right, let's talk about movies. Halloween movies.
Yes.
This is part of the reason I want Clock on.
This is where Clock
This is where Clock shines.
I love it.
All right,
So we're gonna start with Clock. I want you to talk to me about give me a top 3 off the rip.
Halloween '78, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, the original Halloween.
Yeah.
I thought you were being funny because there's 78 movies.
The original Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and probably, I don't know if you consider it a Halloween movie or not, They Live with Rowdy Piper.
Yes.
All out of bubblegum?
All right, let me tell you my story about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, dude.
So I've been well documented that I'm a pussy about scary movies. Now my son got wicked into scary movies. So now I became an adult and I can actually watch them, right? So, but back when I was like 22, 23, me and my buddy were sharing a shithole apartment in South Boston. So we're like sitting there one night, it was like a night like last night, where it was like we had like Columbus Day, right? So like sitting there, we were like hungover as fuck. So like AMC's on, this is, by the way, I am so old, this is back before the days when you had to order Netflix movies on DVD.
And they would come in the mail,
right?
that's awesome.
I'm that old.
Okay, but anyways, so I'm like sitting there and like AMC comes on and my buddy's like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This kid I grew up my whole life and I'm like, yeah, it's a slasher movie, whatever, right? Dude, we watched the first 8 minutes and we were like, I'm gonna fucking, I'm gonna lose my mind. It might be the most scary fucking movie.
It's the best.
Dude, it's an unbelievable fucking movie. Have you ever seen it?
The original?
The OG?
Of course.
Oh.
So there's
The
probably
kid in the van when he's like,
There's probably
he's like cutting himself.
Yeah.
I'm like, and
There's
the people
probably-
like, nobody. By the way, it's so. Last thing I'm gonna say about it, it's so hard to explain to people who have the internet and everything. The beginning of that movie, where it's like you're just driving around the fucking Texas area and you have no cell phones, no access to anything, and like some fucking weirdo gets in your fucking truck. It's like, whoa, what the fuck is happening right now? Dude, it is an amazing movie.
Fucking hitchhikers.
you gotta understand. At the time I saw it, I was probably 10 years old. I have a cousin that's just like you, wicked into like gory fucking Halloween shit. He's like, hey, watch this movie. It's on VHS, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll pop it in. I'm tough. No, I'm not. All right. There's like 3 things that like get me that jumpy. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Man in the Box, Alice in Chains music video.
Oh, yeah, with the fucking sewn eyes.
Fuck that
lights out.
entire video. All right.
The Ring.
In the Ring. The Ring can fuck right off.
Where
So-
that broad crawls out of the fucking...
Let me,
Well-documented
let
about me
me,
and
let
Matt.
me tell you something about The Ring, right? So, The Ring came out when I was in high school, and at the time, Revere Cinemas is where you went, and there was, I don't know,
The best.
30 of us going there at a time. And, I had a girlfriend at the time, so she came, but football player at a massive 150 pounds, and I had to, protect her, Not a fucking chance at that movie, pal. Let me tell you something. Was that 7 days they had or whatever it was, or 21 days, whatever the fuck. It was a day thing.
No, it was short. I think it was like 3 days.
Buddy, I've seen that movie in full since then, one time. That movie can fuck off. Asians and horror films do not mix well. Or it's the perfect storm.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think
they make
actually
great crab
makes it
rangoons and they make horror films. I cannot fucking stand that movie. And it's because it's that good. I think.
Fucking
When
crazy,
I think it's like 15, 18 minutes in where they do like a fucking running camera scene to a person in the closet.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Sideways.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, I do think that like the reason that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is so good is because it's like so fucked up and it's like
But the
it's an indie movie.
dude.
Like it's
The ending of that movie fucked me up for
because
life.
that movie really, here's the thing. There's a difference between and I'm scared as fuck.
like
of
it's
the Ring.
real
I'm
footage?
scared as fuck of the Ring. I am definitely the kid like there's people in the world believe in ghosts and that shit. I'm one of those people. Like I am a total fucking like believer, whatever. But like when you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so every other thing I ever seen was like Poltergeist, all that shit. And I'm like, and I was scared of that fucking shit.
I hated that midget lady. I hated her.
But when I saw, the scene when like, so Tommy's my son is a fucking, he's the opposite of me. Like he loves that shit. We watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre at this bar 10 times. He's like, the scene that's the best is when they're at the table, like with the dining room table. It's so long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so uncomfortable. And I'm like, that's what makes it great. It's like, it's
fucking
a
awesome.
fucking scary ass fucking
The end
movie.
of that
Because
movie
It could happen.
fucked me up, dude.
It did happen.
When it was the this is a real life footage when it was the cops.
Yeah.
When like I think the credits already went by.
He's got the fucking he's got the camera phone, yeah. And
Oh yeah.
Dude,
fucking
At the end when he's just like fucking zipping the fucking.
I'm getting goosebumps right now, dude.
Dude, because you can
Follow me home, Fitzy.
I also remember like when I was a kid, I remember watching what's the Stephen King one where like the kids are bad? Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn.
So I remember watching that and be like, and they were like driving around these like remote areas. It's like there's all these places that like, dude, we live in a section of America. Like there's a lot of people that aren't from here, right? We live in a very congested section of America.
Yeah.
Right? So like my neighbor, I could run next door and like literally if I took 2 steps, I'm there. Right? It's a fact for all of us. Even if you live in the semi-suburbs, right? Fitzy, like, how far is your neighbor from you?
Steps,
right?
Yep.
Imagine being like that
Miles.
thing, that illusion
Miles
of being
from your
like,
neighbor.
I'm miles from my neighbor.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, you could get sucked into like something. Like, it's like.
Yeah, but you know what also could happen? You'd get so used to just being naked, fucking walking around and stuff, that someone comes to the door and shit. Sorry. Neighbor lives 120 miles that way, you know?
Do you think they have like a 30-minute or less Pizza Hut out there or something?
Not a chance.
Dude, I will say this, by the way, and I will, right now, I will say to my nieces and nephews that might listen to the show, you can tune out now. Fast forward 1.5 minutes, I think. That's how long it's going to take. I remember being I went to school in Vermont, right? Like upstate, like kind of like north of Burlington. And so I had a bunch of buddies that were like, Northeast Kingdom kids. Like, by the way, Northeast Kingdom, best name for a place ever, right? So we're up there, we get strippers. One night, we're like, we get strippers. And they were like, how depressing is this for this girl? And I go, dude, this girl is pumped.
Yeah.
I'm like, she's got a bunch of expats from Boston up here, not like guys in a barn, like with fucking shotguns, like fucking 16. Like, I'm like, this is the country.
She just hit the lottery.
She hit the lottery. Yeah. I'm like, sick, and nobody's touching her. I'm like, yeah, it's great, nice to meet you. You know what I mean? Like, no Duke lacrosse shit. You know what I mean? It's like, hey,
innocent, by the way.
Yeah, have a great day. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to see you. You have great breasts. Awesome. Beat it. Sweet. Let's have a beer. Anyways, you can tune back in, all my nieces and nephews.
Fitzy, movies. What do you got?
You guys remember Wrong Turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Wrong Turn. Well, it just got me thinking about it when you were talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's Wrong Turn. They're in like the hills of West. Remember the hills have eyes?
Yes. Yeah, of course.
It's like
you mean the North Shore Beach tournament?
It's like the prequel. It's not a prequel, but it was on the lines of The Hills Have Eyes. 4 college kids take a wrong turn, lose GPS. They're
I love that.
West Virginia hills, so like in the hollers. You know what I mean? We're talking about the hollers. And then there's just these inbred dudes living there, and they're like, oh, you fell into our fucking trap. And they just terrorize these fucking
the whole fucking time, yeah.
Yeah, it's Wrong Turn. is like 7 to 8 different movies now at this point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wrong turn. Yeah, it is.
Oh, really?
It's
Freddie, the
it's
dude who
it's
plays
basically the same
Robert
shit.
Englund, the dude who plays Freddy Krueger's in that.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
basically
I'll tell you
it's
right
basically
now,
the
like
same
this,
shit.
this literally like as a kid from around here, like my buddy, like I said, the Northeast Kingdom.
Penny Hill, dude. Penny Hill's a real thing.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll never forget this. Like we were like, my buddy was like, we're gonna go up. We're at St. Mike's. He's like, we're gonna go up night fishing. Like, my uncle has a shanty up.
Such a
Jesus.
white thing to do.
Dude, I was. By the way, I'm like, and they're like, me and my buddy.
I would be
TJ,
there though. I'd be doing
My buddy
that.
TJ is from Holyoke.
Yeah.
Which like he was like
That was
Holyoke.
like the heroin capital of America one time.
Holy joke,
So I
yeah.
was like, me and
That's like
Jeez.
the
It
gateway.
was.
Holy
Not to get
joke.
morbid, but
The gateway to the Northeast.
So it's me and my buddy TJ, my buddy Rudy. My buddy Rudy, I think sometimes listen to this. If he's out there, this is your fault. So he's like, we're going up to Swanton. Swanton is like, fuck, dude, we're up there. He's like, we're going to Swanton House of Pizza. The pizza sucks monkey dicks. It is the worst pizza you've ever had in your life, right?
in
He's like,
Vermont,
so
how?
So he's like, so we got to go out and we got to find my uncle's shanty. And you take a propane tank that has a heater on it, right? So I'm like, we're out there.
Jesus.
He can't find his uncle's shanty. So he's like, hey, he's like, these guys next to me, he's like, they have a shanty, and I know them. They're from Swanton. So now, back then, what was in style when I was in college was like Abercrombie sweaters and like, you know, like a regular.
Fire,
like,
structure.
Exactly, yes. Structure, yes.
Structure, dude.
Yeah, structure.
Hey, I swear to God,
Yes, Fitzy.
I swear to God,
Jesus.
my senior photo, I have a structure white sweater on.
Of course
Never.
you do.
Never. I never wore it,
So,
never bought
he's
into
like,
any of
so
it.
Rudy's like, so my buddy's like, listen, he's like, I gotta find my uncle's shanty. So he's like, I know these guys have this one over here, so we go in there, right? Now, like I said, at what was in style at that time was like structure sweaters, right?
Sweater vest.
Sick.
Highly,
White tee
Fucking-
underneath.
by the way, J. Crew with a roll neck.
Yeah.
J. Crew with a roll neck, right?
highly flammable to be lugging around the propane heater, by the way, with
Dude,
the.
so
With a
we
structure
walk- yeah,
vest
So
on.
me and my buddy walk into this. We walk into this thing, and my buddy Rudy's like, "These are my two buddies. Hang out with them for a minute, right? Let them like hang out with you,
Come on,
dude.
come on.
These guys have on. These two guys have
Structure.
on. Unbelievable. These guys have on.
Just like that.
They have on NASCAR jackets. Now, back then, when I was that age, I didn't even know what NASCAR was. So like I was like, they had full jackets
it's
on.
not a city
and then
sport.
one kid had a ski new jacket on, right? So
There was a lot of top
I'm like, so
top sailed fair and a lot of
kid
NASCAR
pulls
shit.
up, kid pulls up a fucking bucket and he goes, see that? It's a fucking pike. He goes, what do you think? And like me and my buddy teacher are like, I'm thinking I want to get out of here right now. And he goes,
What's a
oh,
pike?
he
You
goes,
got a fish?
where you from? And I'm like, I'm from Melrose, which is kind of like near Boston. This kid's from like near Springfield, Mass. And he goes, City boys, yeah? And I'm like, I want to shoot. I'm like, I want to get out of here now. Now I want to get out of here.
Yeah, that's a horror film
Dude,
on
that was
itself.
like mini like. So when I watched that, I'm like, that could have been me.
Yeah,
Like,
you could have been
City
fucked.
boys.
You
Once
got
I
outta
hear
there.
that,
You
I'm
got
like,
outta
get me
there.
out of here.
All right, Clark, give me other top Halloweens.
The movie Halloween or Halloween movies?
Halloween movies.
Friday the 13th, obviously. Love it. Love every single one of them. Whoa.
Okay.
I celebrate the whole catalog. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, you know, like I got into an argument on Facebook with some guy. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's like, he dug a chainsaw out of the wall. After 20 years, it started right up. I'm like, it's a fucking movie. Okay? Yeah, he didn't one fucking tug a fucking 20-year-old chain. The gas turned into. It's a fucking movie. People can just enjoy it. Right? So, like, Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, fucking They Live, all that stuff. And I love it all, except fucking Halloween 3. Get it right the fuck out of my face, okay? Purple Shamrock, they stole a fucking piece of the fucking, what the fuck they're putting in masks and squashing kids' head into fucking green stuff. I couldn't.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad one.
But, I mean, I found a newfound respect for the beginning of it when the guy squashes a dude's head with his fucking thumb and then goes into the parking lot, pours gas on himself, and lights himself on fire. That was all right, but... Yeah, I mean, all those movies. Friday the 13th. My aunt used to own a campground up in Maine, and it was on a lake called Crystal Lake. So of course I was fucking always shitting
By the way, I will
shitting myself.
say one of my favorite things that you posted ever on the internet was when you had the Jason thing and you said, "No lives matter."
Oh, no lives matter.
Black lives,
yeah.
white lives, no lives matter.
No, I took some fucking heat from the wife on that one. But
canceled you?
No. I mean, if she canceled me, I wouldn't be here, Fitz. You know
First
that.
lady, the first
lady
canceled you.
fucking-
First lady.
I almost got a fresh one, but I love it all. But I
almost got a fresh
yeah, right across
Dude,
the
I'll
mouth.
never forget. I will say this about. I'll talk about haunted houses for a minute, okay? So, like I said, I'm an infinite pussy. Like now, as I've gotten older, I've had to watch a bunch of these movies with my son, right? Because he got obsessed for a while with like everything the scariest thing you could ever have. Like I had the worst. Like I don't know. It's like It's like Teen Wolf. It skipped a gene. You know, it skipped a fucking generation.
Yeah.
I was a pussy, and he was like
Team
Wolf.
I
Yeah,
want
exactly.
a keg of beer.
Yeah. By the way, if you're talking about ultimate Halloween costumes, if you can pull off a Teen Wolf costume,
I've seen.
you're a
I mean,
fucking legend.
I was a werewolf with my daughter last year. So I mean,
Hey, so you're coming to.
So
by
just
the way,
learn
you're
to
coming
dribble,
the
you'll be
party,
all
right?
I want to come to the party. Yeah, I mean, I still got to work out some details.
Wow.
I'm trying to get the
Excuses.
first. No, there's no excuses. I mean, I'm not one. I don't run the show. Okay, I'm not in charge.
We
I'm
got
not
busy
at the
lives.
helm.
2 kids each,
Fitzy.
2 young kids each, and
I got
a
4.
wife that runs the show.
I got 4.
We're already disappointed.
No. You're not gonna be.
normal.
You're not gonna be
Show's
disappointed
normal.
because I'm. She's interested. She wants to do it, and Tiff loves to get dressed up in costumes and stuff like that, and she's good at it. So,
By the way,
think-
what's Tiff's maiden name?
Lakasha. You might know Lakasha.
Yeah, Lakasha's
Medford?
subs.
Yep, bakery. Yeah.
Oh,
Can I say
fire.
this right now?
Fire, dude.
Levy, our connection, Mike Levy, always loves to say this when you were like when you guys were in high school, you'd be like, Tiff Lakosh, this girl is so hot, man. And he's like, be married. That's what happens.
Clocky landed her.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys come or you don't, it doesn't matter. So I mean, well,
Yeah, losers.
I'm pretty much. I want to come.
yeah.
So
well,
I want to
wanna
come.
is 2 different things.
Yeah.
Come.
Yeah, just fucking come.
I mean,
Okay.
listen, dude, you're the resident Halloween expert.
How old are you kids?
Noli is 4.5 and Mac is 1.
Perfect. Let them watch themselves.
I was gonna bring them. Noli
You
would
can
be
bring him.
ribbing it
Yeah,
up. Nah.
177 West Street.
But I think there's a strong possibility we will be there.
All right, so let's talk about costumes for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm in. All in on
Let's
this.
talk about costumes. We're not talking about our theme is 80s, 90s,
Yep.
right? That's fine. Get that the fuck out. We're not talking about that.
Yep.
I'm talking about Halloween in general. I am a monster, huge fan of costumes in the fact that, like, if I'm going to wear a costume, I'm not wearing a mask.
That was me. A couple years back,
We're
boys.
going to impose that into this thing.
Jim, the Anvil Nightheart.
I love it. That's perfect. So,
at that pink
if I'm,
tights.
if I'm going to a party, right?
Yep.
I'm definitely wearing a costume.
Yep.
No questions asked. But I don't like wearing a mask.
Masks are tough.
Masks suck.
You breathe into them, they get all wet.
Yeah, you gotta
And then
drink.
no one knows who you are. You gotta try to drink.
Yeah.
You want to drink through a
Yeah.
straw.
I mean, can I ask you a question,
Yeah.
Fitzy?
Yeah.
As a professional, large individual, you could be like a Viking at every Halloween party ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's a perfect costume for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear anything.
Nope.
Yeah, you could be the mountain.
Yeah,
you
the
could be
mountain that rides, but I could be Tormund Giant's Bane from North of the Wall
Yeah.
that loves Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
tried to get my wife to dress up as Brienne, and she didn't want to be the big woman. She said, "No, I'm not going to be the big woman." Because remember, he goes back to Winterfell, and he's like, "Is the big woman still here?"
Dude,
And he's
you are
fucking-
like,
So into it. She wasn't into it.
you are, it's so
Just
amazing.
looking at him like,
There are very few people who's like, oh, you're central casting for this. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like,
I should have been
By the
there.
way,
Like
that's not-
Lord of the Rings, I could have been in Lord of the Rings. I could have been fucking
There's
Braveheart.
a lot of things. Oh,
I could have been
Braveheart.
Hamish,
You could have been here.
right?
you should be here.
You should be here.
fucking
I can get you a
stones.
kilt right
Yeah.
now.
I'll throw it on and I'll throw rocks at people.
Yeah.
Big rocks.
Yeah, big rocks.
The best part is, before you guys were all here, my nephew, Will, Nate's son, he's like, Danny, he's so like, just Malden. He's like, perfect Malden guy. And I'm like, wait till Fitzy gets here. He's perfect, like, Guy who grew up in Seoul, but looks like he could have been on a Norwegian like fucking ship, like burying people in the ground. You know?
I love it.
All right, so let's go back to Costas for a second.
Yeah.
All right, so I have no masks rule for me at all times, right?
Are you a? All right, no, finish your thing because I have a question
All
too.
right, so back in the day, you guys all who are listening to this, because everybody listens is younger than me. All right, so I made, before you could get on Amazon, buy whatever the fuck you wanted, right? I went down to this Army Navy on Newbury Street. Me and 4 of my buddies.
Yeah, Spike's the hot dog place. I know where it is.
Yeah. And I bought fucking 4
Spikes.
I bought 4
Davis Square.
Air Force fucking suits. Like Top Gun suits, right? And I fucking decorated them for fucking Ghostbusters. Painted them by hand, by the way.
Exactly.
Went to Home Depot, made fake packs, right? Walked into a party, and people, like, women were cumming their pants. Dude, it was a river of cum from women.
That's Ghostbusters
By the way,
2 when they find it flowing under Manhattan.
You can't rewind that. But it's a fact. Dude, you walk in, back then...
Lot of juices.
Listen, now you can go on Amazon and buy whatever the fuck you want. These dumbass fucking...
Blow up ones.
Yeah, they stink, right? Cheap. I made fucking that shit from scratch.
Right.
Dude, people were like, the Ghostbusters here. Like, when the Ghostbusters show up...
Venkman.
Yeah. People are like pumped when the Ghostbusters... By the way, especially when you come with some attitude, a lot of people come in there with like a dumb ghost. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
they made me do it.
Like, you gotta come in with some fucking swagger.
Yeah, come in there
with a fucking outfit. You know what I mean? And we fucking dominated this entire place.
I'm gonna say it.
Ridiculous.
I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Did you have a black guy?
That's my biggest problem. That's why I
Fucking
said-
Melrose,
He's
dude.
from Melrose.
Jesus Christ.
By the way,
Face.
You could have phoned a friend.
Can I say this right now? We had one buddy, Cedar Chuck, who has the wiriest, reddest hair, and I was like, you can't go blackface. But I'm like, you are the blackest kid we got.
Hey, how about
You're
this?
the wiriest hair.
Have you ever seen the movie The Five Heartbeats?
What?
Have you ever seen the movie?
No.
All right, so the movie The Five Hearts, it's about like a fictitious like Motown band. They were like the Temptations. The movie is incredible, but there was a point where my friends were gonna dress up as them, and I was the problem because I was the white guy. They're like, "Who are you gonna be?" I'm like, "I don't know."
The fucking manager.
Well,
The manager was black.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you right now. I'm playing a cornhole tournament next week with Jovan.
Yep.
I mean, if I can get Jovan to be fucking Winston, we gotta light the place on fucking fire.
Is it? Do you have to dress up?
No, I'm saying for the fucking party. Next week.
Oh! I thought no. I thought your cornhole tournament you had to dress
I have
up.
an outfit, but I'm saying like the next week if Jovan's like, I'll be Winston. I'm like, this could be the fucking. We're gonna light the place on fire. Like,
So I'm not giving away. Well, actually, before I get into that, are you more of? And this goes to everybody. Are you more of a funny costume or a scary costume?
Funny.
funny.
I'm
Funny's-
a funny guy. Yeah.
Always, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I was on and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I was on a Halloween cruise, it was a good time, but I don't know if I'd ever do it again. The kid went as
Cold out there, right?
it's a little brisk, but I had my fucking me and my buddy went as the Boondock Saints, so I came in like a black t-shirt, but like everyone knew because we had like the fucking. Remember we couldn't figure out the fucking movie, but we had
And you went as it? Yeah.
When is it? We had the whole like people knew who the fuck we were, and my buddy was like Rocco, which was awesome because he had like the long hair. It was great.
The funny
Shot the
man.
cat. Shoot the cat.
I love that movie.
It's a great movie. I honestly, no word of a lie, I had a Veritas tattoo that I got covered up.
Did you really?
Absolutely, 100%. It said Veritas.
Did you have a partner that had the?
No.
You just
No,
got.
I just got a true tattoo in Latin just because of the fucking Boondock Saints.
That's commitment.
And then
Fucking
like
commitment.
when I grew up, I was like, this is the stupidest fucking tattoo I've ever seen. I have to get this covered up. And I had to go to my buddy because it was just fucking Old English black writing.
Yeah.
So now I got crows. Crows on my arm.
Crows is Halloween.
I like him.
Yeah, crows are say it's actually ravens. It's Odin's ravens that go out. And fucking Odin's on my arm too. Odin looks like me.
Yep.
If he had one eye.
Yeah, I get it.
But moral of the story is, choose your tattoos wisely, kids.
I did not. I have a couple shit ones too, but
Zero.
Really?
I'm unscathed.
Virgin?
Dude.
Wow.
You know why? Because I got scared to death. I told this story, I think, earlier on the show, but the guy that I used to work for, and I worked at the hospital, like, and I was in, like, cleaning up people's rooms fucking division. So the guy was like, dude, he's like, we went to fucking Quebec. We got fucked up out of our minds. He's like, we couldn't find it. They couldn't find their wife for 2 days. Where the fuck is this guy? And like, he walked in, like, to the room, and then, like, he, like, just passed out in the room. They're like, oh, he's fine. And he got up, he's like, my fucking leg is killing me. And then he pulled the fucking thing off, and he had a tattoo of Alf on his leg.
Oh, yes. Mel Mac.
Hell yeah.
Fucking tattoo.
Fucking Mel Mac.
Let's go. All right, finish.
No, that's I forgot what I was getting at because it was about the cruise ship.
Freezing cold on there.
Freezing cold shit.
Yeah.
I'm not even drunk.
No.
Just a fucking idiot.
It was the Boondock Saints.
I know, but what the fuck was I getting at?
Yeah, that's the point of the show.
Fuck.
The best part about it.
This is so stupid.
Dude, I will tell you this right now. Here's one thing about it. Like, I like Halloween, the fact that, like, I love Halloween and St. Patty's Day are my two favorite. Because it's like, you're not committed to anything.
Right.
It's like Thanksgiving, I gotta go someplace.
Yeah.
Christmas, I gotta go someplace. By the way.
I remember what it was, but I'm sorry.
Go ahead, don't say it.
No, because like we were saying that everyone's like, I like funny costumes more, right?
Yeah.
So the year I went on, like the first Batman when like with Christian Bale, where he changed his voice for a stupid reason. But like it was the Scarecrow. Dude, my buddy committed to this thing like you wouldn't believe. And like he just did like his own, he had like 5 like syringe filled of like, dude, it was fucked up.
That's when you're gonna kind of worry about
it was nuts because I was like, hey man, we're just here to like look at broads and like they're all gonna be half naked. He's like, no, it's Halloween. He was all about it.
I'm gonna pump some motherfucker full of Drano.
It was all like fucking glow in the dark fucking liquid.
Jeez.
I'll tell you right now.
It was insane.
This
And it
is
was
why.
like-
This is part of the reason that like my parents will tell the story to the day is they love telling the story. Back in the day, for the people who listen who are OG beef people who are older than Fitzy, my age, there was a place called Full Bowl on Route 1. If you're going down Route 1 south, where the McDonald's is now, before the 99 used to be, before the Salvation Army, that was Full Bowl. That was an OG fucking beef place. The reason my dad would take us there, and Prince Pizza, and to Papa Gino's, which used to be...
Still there, by the way.
Yeah, by where the Verizon store is now, is because those were the only places that sold pitchers of beer. That's why my dad took us to those places.
It's awesome.
Right? So I was a beef guy, OG, right? So we're at the Full Bowl, which I have actually all the license plates here because of that. They used to have it littered with license plates, right? So I'm in there one night, it's about Halloween. This is the first time that masks got cool, where it's like you could, if you moved your jaw, the mask moved.
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
know that. I was like 8, right? So there's a guy walks into the place, right? Full decked out, cape, skull costume, fucking like jaw moving, fucking like
Jaw moving.
In my mind, ghoul.
I'm terrified.
A fucking ghoul.
A ghoul has
Immediately
entered the
terrified.
fucking roast beef
Yeah.
joint. So I stop eating. My father's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
We gotta go.
"Yeah, we're gonna go." Yeah.
You need to get
We're
back to
gonna go.
Melrose
We're gonna go.
immediately.
Immediately.
Route 1 is
So-
full of fucking.
There's something
Yeah.
wrong here in August.
Something's awry.
I wish my mother was here to tell the story. So I get out to the car, and I'm like, "Let's get in this fucking car. Open the fucking doors. Open the fucking doors."
Couple ghouls.
Dude, the guy, I could see him. I'm watching him because they had like these like windows in there. I could see he's coming out. I go straight under the car, fucking like I'm gonna work on it.
How old,
Like, I'm gonna
how old were
fucking
you?
work on the. I was like,
This is last year.
7, 8,
Yeah.
7, 8.
Still the catalytic converter.
Dude, I
He's
go-
right in front of Batteries Plus.
I go straight, dude. I go straight under the fucking thing, like I'm gonna fix the engine.
Yeah, fuck.
And I remember my parents like, "You can get out now." I'm like, "I'm not getting out till that fucking guy's gone."
Goes into
Like, dude,
full
I
on
went-
tune up mode.
Because you know what the problem is? This is why I love Halloween. I believe. I'm a believer. I believe shit like that could happen.
Yeah.
I believe like Texas Chainsaw. Like my parents love talking about it. My father's like, "You went under there so fucking fast." I'm like, "Yeah, what are you doing? There's a fight the fucking ghoul." Like, by the Halloween. Fuck that guy who had his fucking outfit on.
Yeah.
Scaring little kids around.
Walks in like a fucking.
Absolute nerve of him to go in
Yeah,
there
he bought
and
the
fucking
first
scare kids.
$300 mask.
I gotta scare the shit out of kids with this fucking thing.
But I think I'll tell you right now. I do think that those like Halloween is the OG Halloween. I think is an unbelievable movie. Halloween.
I watched it last night with my 4-year-old. She's obsessed. Like, she might be Michael Myers.
Okay. Here's my favorite.
Bailey is nuts.
Let me ask you your favorite funny Halloween movie. I'll tell you mine right now. I'm gonna do it before you talk.
I gotta think for a minute.
Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween.
It's fucking awesome.
I know a couple people in Hubie Halloween.
serious?
Colley's brother is in it.
No.
Yeah, a girl, Gabby, from East Boston, Gabby Matera, she's in it. There's a lot of people I know that were like extras in the thing.
Really?
Yeah. And the girl even got union credits to work as an actor.
Love it. Shout out to Jimmy Hoffa.
I gotta say this right now about fucking Adam Sandler. There's a lot of people that have lost their
He
humor.
made bank
That guy-
with that Netflix contract.
But those movies are fucking funny. Like that movie's
Yeah.
funny as shit. Like that movie's
When
funny.
he pukes, when he fucking catches something, he fucking pukes. I
I
mean,
think
it's
of like
hilarious.
funny Halloween movies now.
Ernest
I don't even know-
Scared Stupid.
Oh yeah, Ernest movies.
Ernest
I don't even
Scared
know
Stupid.
what Hubie Halloween is.
It's an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, you haven't
It's-
seen it?
Never
Oh,
seen
dude,
it.
it's so
It's
funny,
only
dude.
on Netflix.
It's
hilarious.
a live action or cartoon?
No, it's
live
a
action.
Sandler movie, but it's hilarious. It's fucking great.
I never even heard.
You gotta
What's-
get, you
what's
gotta get
yours?
after that.
I'm still thinking.
So I don't even know. I'm not a huge Halloween movie guy. I was like you. I was a huge pussy as a kid, so I was scared of scary.
Difference being that Fitzy's 9 times the size of me.
Yeah, I mean, now I could watch them, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
think ghosts are real. But you remember Mr. Boogedy?
No.
No,
No.
Bride of Boogedy.
the
those
scary
were
movie
like-
ones are good too.
Oh yeah, like scary movie. Yeah, those are good. With
By the way, I was
the
telling my
Wayans
father
brothers.
this tonight. Like I forgot what those like when those movies were like huge. Like the parodies of those movies where it was like
Oh,
don't
scary
drink
movie.
gin juice.
Yeah, that's
Remember,
what you
don't
just
drink-
said.
Remember, don't drink gin juice when you're doing something.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the guy's like,
Do we have a
this is my
problem
favorite.
here?
The guy's like,
Don't be a menace
son,
to South
yeah,
Central.
yeah.
I'll drink the juice
He
in the
goes,
hood.
son, he goes, what do you know about drinking and driving? And the kid's like, what, Dad? And he goes, that shit is fun. That shit is fucking hilarious.
Are you using condoms? Nah, you told me not to. That's right. You lose all the feeling.
That shit is fucking awesome.
It's fucking.
I got
hilarious.
these cheeseburgers.
You want some swine, my brother? Knick knack, paddywhack. I'm like, are you a Muslim?
By the way, there's some like, so how do you feel about haunted houses?
Love them. Love them.
Have you, all right, so here's my only thing about it.
Scam.
So, infamously a pussy,
Yeah.
Brendan Hart, right? Fights, scared shitless of people scaring me, whatever. Doesn't matter. Line them up.
Hide it under cars.
Yeah, line them up.
On Route
by
1
the
in
way,
Saugus.
great verbal spar, but the worst in everything else. I remember I was dating this girl, like, before Maggie, and she was like, do you want to take I want to take my brother to Spooky World. The brother was, like, in high school.
Oh,
And I'm
do
like-
I
I'm
ever
like,
have a spooky world
Dude,
story?
so I was like,
Oh.
yes. I'm like, I would love to, because I want to like have sex with you. So that was like my, ideal. By the way, rewind, check out nieces and nephews. Anyways, that was like my motivation. Like I'm like, oh, so like you're dating a girl, like you want to. By the way, never did. So regardless,
Fuck her.
dude, we're in the place. Dude,
She missed out.
we go to Spooky World.
What a prude.
I never even considered going to this place. 9 fucking haunted houses.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so we go to the first place, right? Now there's a
Girls
me,
covered
her-
with mice.
Yeah, me, her,
Yeah.
me, her, and a little brother, right? So we're in there. Kid, like, I see him behind me. I'm like, I see you. I see you. And he's like, ah! And I'm like, I saw you behind. She goes,
Fuck you, bud.
and-
He's still gonna do his
so
job.
next thing we come around the corner, it's like, dude like jumps up like, I see you. And she's like, not Matt. She's like, Chris is like, you're ruining the haunted house. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I'm like, fuck this haunted house.
It's a game. This is a game, and I'm
Exactly.
winning.
Yes. And I was like, fuck
Undefeated.
this place. Yeah, undefeated. Yeah. So I didn't like it. I didn't
No,
enjoy it.
I don't. I have my spooky world story is very similar. I did the same thing. So like the very first, it was like Cirque du Soleil or whatever the fuck it was. It was like the Cirque something.
No, I know.
Cirque something. It was
Yeah.
a bunch of clowns. Clowns ain't that ain't my.
Fuck clowns.
No, I'm not. Clowns ain't the scary ones to me. But when you walk through this haunted house, there's a live girl laying down, like looking like she's fucking Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man, just all over the place, and she's covered in mice, like real mice.
Yeah, that's
And you,
kinda
like you
fucked.
walk through a little alley, and like she's just in glass, and she's just going like this, not looking at anyone walking by. And I was like, that's disgusting. Number one. And then you know the clowns come out, whatever. Yeah, you get a little jumpy. Then the hayride comes, right?
Oh yeah.
Look at him. The hayride comes. I get on like so you can get on. It's a U, right? I'm on the back. I'm where the license plate is. No one else remembers this but me. But I'm telling you right now, this is 100% a fucking true story. All right. The guy's doing the hayride, and I remember the devil coming up and down the tree. I remember all of this. We're in a fucking path very similar to this TV right here. All right. And the fucking truck breaks down. Okay. So I'm like, all right, let's get the show on the road. Like I just want to get the fuck back to normalcy. I want to see some part of Route 1 because Spooky World at the time was down at Gillette Stadium.
Yeah,
right.
That's why I was there.
So it was like, oh, I can't get it started. Now everyone's like, is this real or is it not? All of a sudden, Mr. Voorhees comes down. I see him 150 yards away with a chainsaw come out of the woods. No one else is seeing this. I'm like, oh.
Everybody look.
Everyone look.
There he is.
There he is.
And then he just comes out of the woods, stands in the middle. Literally, this might be the road right here. Like, that's how it looked. And I hear, and I'm like, let's get this fucking car going. And I'm losing my mind. All of a sudden, this guy is fucking Michael Johnson / Usain Bolt, full 100-yard dash out there. Like, get this fucking, no one else, they're like, what is going on? I'm like, get this
Fucking go.
all of a sudden, the car starts, right? All of a sudden, I'm like, get this fucking... All of a sudden, I'm a mechanic. I'm pushing the fucking thing. Get this fucking thing out of here. Then he's hitting certain parts of the fucking car. Sparks are going everywhere. I'm crying my eyes out. It was the worst experience of my fucking life. Jason Voorhees, Camp Crystal Lake, can fuck off.
Oh, no way. Hey, they used to have it up at fucking Berlin Fun Farm. I went up there to meet
Where?
Kane Hodder in Berlin. It was called the Berlin Fun Farm. And no
Berlin,
shit.
Germany?
No, fucking New Hampshire.
Oh, I'm not...
And we're on this fucking hayride. And there's little Clarky in the back. And I remember because I had a muffin and I was eating. I was just fucking shoving my fucking face. And here comes this guy, right? And the same thing. The thing breaks down. This guy comes running out and he's like, boom! Cracks his head off the thing and goes down. Eats shit. Nobody sees. I was just like, and the thing starts moving. The guy's like, oh! And I was just like, and the thing just starts moving, and then they move away from him. I'm like, he's down. I was like, what the fuck?
I'll tell you right now, I don't watch enough like Halloween movies, but like, there's gotta be like, there should be definitely one with like, people who like, there's a, if you look up on YouTube like Macamé Manor, do you know what I'm talking about? Like Macamé Manor, there's a guy who's a fucking psychopath who like, he basically like, he doesn't charge people. You have to bring like cans of dog food to do it. And like he like psychopaths like he's like a psychopath. He tortures people like in his like house.
Jesus.
It's fucking horrible. Yeah.
Wait,
and he's like
this isn't
yeah,
a movie?
No, this is real.
Yeah, I think
but they volunteer to do it. And he's like, and they tell him they sign a 40-page wager.
Okay, yeah.
Waiver.
Is this Tennessee?
That's the guy.
Yeah. They sign a 40-page waiver, and then they tell him that like, then they tell him their worst fears.
That's the
So, like, your
FBI.
worst
That's the
fears, like-
FBI watch list right there.
Yeah. By the way,
anyone that signs
here's
that
the
thing,
first-
look out for them.
You know what? We just watched Lawrence, but before this whole thing started, my son's birthday. He's a big football guy right now. He's a big LT guy, Lawrence Taylor, right? So I've watched.
Did you get him a lightning bolt, Aaron?
Oh, so
I already said it. I was like,
so I watched these
It's a blow. It's a blow.
Macadamia. I've watched these Macadamia house things, right? He's pushing girls into cages, right? I'm like, if people like, what would you do the first time you made $40 million, right? Some people are like, oh, I'd buy a house in Aruba, I'd do this. I'd be like, I'd pay Lawrence Taylor to fucking pancake this motherfucker. Like, he'd be like putting the girl in a cage, and Lawrence Taylor comes out and just fucking lays him the fuck out. Like, dude, I'm like, dude, that guy's one stage away from like just killing a million people.
Absolutely going through
The
it.
Dahmer fucking up. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a fucked up show.
I
watched the very first one,
I watched all of it.
and that's gonna be the
terrifying.
That's gonna be the number one costume this year.
Yeah, they can already get the glasses. My daughter was walking around Spirit Halloween with the fucking glasses on.
Where's Spirit Halloween?
In Chelsea.
I will tell you one thing.
Chelsea Home Depot.
There's one at Sears and Squirrel Mall.
I'll
Usually,
tell you right now. Here's the
It's
one.
gone. It's not there.
Oh, that's what I mean. They change every year.
I know.
The one that was near me, it's gone.
I'm
It's not there.
I think I'm not okay with like somebody being Dahmer because it's like it's as a costume. It's like, dude, it's like people.
Victims.
Yeah,
There's real
victims.
victims.
The victims'
Like-
families aren't happy with
That's
Netflix.
not
At all.
Dude, it's
At all.
not a cool costume. Like,
No, I'm not. I mean,
if you have a Dahmer,
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Computer programmer from the fucking 90s. You know what I mean?
but it
like,
is-
also
it-
like the fuck dudes and kill
Psychologically, it's fucking interesting.
Yeah.
Like, how does someone become that? Is it nature? We talked about nature and nurture on the show.
Yeah.
Is it nature? Is it nurture? Someone born like that, or did his dad push it? I'm not going to ruin.
No,
it for
I
you,
don't
but
think. I don't. I
his
don't
dad
think
did
so.
some weird shit and
Yeah,
could
but I'm saying,
potentially
like, I've
trigger
always-
that.
By
in
the
him.
way, I've always said this too. Like, well, there's like a perfect storm, right? It's like this. It's like,
Absolutely.
there's a million kids that are born poor as fucking shit.
Yeah.
That end up great.
Yeah.
There's a million kids that end up poor as shit that end up horrible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that end up wealthy that end up fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Like, so there is that nature. I think it's nature more than anything.
Yeah.
Like,
If you get raised to be a pigeon, you're a pigeon. You know what I mean? It's fucking. You can be.
I don't even know what that means.
You can be fucking filthy, fucking rich and be a pigeon. You know this kid
Yeah.
sucks. You know what I mean? It's like fucking. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's gotta be fucking. The guy was fucking nuts.
Yeah. He was not a normal person.
by the way, what do they call those glasses in Spirit Halloween? You know how like they can't use the name. So like if it's like a Beetlejuice costume, it'll be like
Yeah, I didn't.
they
I didn't
call
even
it
think
like
it's
cockroach juice.
Dude, I honestly think like if you showed up and
They write serial killer, but they spell it like the food.
Let me
Yeah,
say this right
see?
now. If you showed
Yeah.
up, like, if you showed up with the party that we're having, 1028.
177 West Street, Malden, Mass.
Irish
If you
American.
showed up with those glasses with a flannel, I'd be like, well, I'm concerned. You might have to cut this podcast. Like, dude, because that's oh, I might want to eat a person. You know what I mean? Like,
What the fuck?
Dude, how about the guy, Army Hammer? Remember that kid who was in, the guy who was in, the
Social Network.
And he was like,
Yeah.
texting girls, like, I'd like to eat people. It's like, that's
Which one
good
was he?
time.
Army Hammer. He
twins?
was.
He
He
played
was.
the
Yeah,
twins?
yeah, yeah.
Oh really?
They're not
people.
twins. Yeah, he's
He's the actor. that
No, I
played
know he
them.
played
Yeah.
both.
Yeah.
Oh, he
He was
really?
like texting girls about like
The Winkle.
cannibalistic shit.
Winklevoss.
Winklevoss
Yeah.
twins. Yeah.
By the way, I got a buddy who I'm not gonna name his name, but played football at Harvard during those years, and he was there like during that time, and he's like, yeah, it was pretty fucked up. He's like, we used to call them the Winkleby.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard
Great
that.
fucking name.
Yeah.
The Winkleby. Dude, imagine coming up that time. It's like, oh, Facebook, these fucking dickheads, like. And he goes, he said about them. He's like,
They made out all right though.
No, he goes, they were bad dudes.
They made out all
They were
right.
bad dudes. They were dirty. They weren't like.
They got a nice little fucking
No,
lot.
but I'm saying like they were like one elevation of like some kid selling fucking shit in the projects. Like they were not like fucking good dudes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
He was like,
scumbags.
they were
and-
scumbags.
And
Exactly, that's
Zuckerberg
what he
porked
said.
them.
Exactly. He's like they were scumbags.
Yeah, well, Zuckerberg porked me, dude. I'm on a 30-day fucking ban right now.
When you are.
Oh
I
shit!
forgot to tell this.
I think I'm in
Go to
single
jail.
digits today.
Oh.
It might be tomorrow.
And the reason you're not hearing
Couldn't happen at a worse time.
any of the stuff about the party, any of the stuff that we do on the is that Danny's on.
I'm in the
30-day.
clink, dude. Can I tell them why?
Yeah.
The gulag.
My buddy moved to Denver, and I wrote on his status, my brother lives in Denver. I'm going to call you when I visit him, and we're going to burn that bitch to the ground. Meaning Denver. I appealed it, and they said no immediately.
Inciting violence.
I said, we're going to burn that bitch to the ground. And they were like, what are you burning to? Why is it a bitch? And I
Why
was
is
like,
it a
no,
bitch?
no. Like, that's, I wrote a fucking, I wish I could, like, see it. Because I was like, no, like, that's like a term of, like, we're going to have a good time.
We're gonna tear the roof off this
Yeah.
bitch.
Elon Musk.
So it went from a 10-day ban to a 30-day ban because I appealed it. That was fun.
Oh, you want to
they
fuck with
upped
me,
it?
motherfucker?
Yeah.
Huh? It's just some
They
guy in
upped
his
it.
mother's
They upped
basement.
it.
Wow.
Double.
Yeah, up the
All right,
ante.
so hey, Fitzy, can you have something to promote with your? You got an Instagram, right?
I got an
Boston
Instagram.
Baked Beans?
Yeah, Boston Baked Beans. Boston_baked_beans at Boston Baked Beans on Instagram.
You
It's
can
a-
watch. You can watch everything that Fitzy's eating.
Yeah, you can watch everything that I
fabulous.
eat.
Yeah,
It's,
you can
it's a lot of good food, bought
can be as
food,
big as he
made
is.
food. I just got a griddle. I think I'm getting a smoker soon. So I mean,
Readily smoked
I love
meats.
food.
By the way,
fucking
I'll
love
say this
food.
right now. When we first met, me and Danny went to the Channel Market Brewing thing. First time I met you, Danny was like, "I'm like, I love this kid Fitzy." He's like, "Wait till you meet him." I'm like, "Have you met him?" He's like, "No," but he's like, "But he's our guy."
Yeah.
And like right when we walked over, I was like, so Danny walks in. It's an Ocean Beach thing.
What did I say?
Wait.
Immediately.
Yeah, so Danny walks in. No Ocean Beach thing. Nobody knows the fuck I am. So like Danny walks in, people are sucking his dick left and right. He's like, dude, it was like a Kiss concert, but he's like Gene Simmons, right? Like seriously, and I'm walking around like a dickhead. Like I'm like, all right, whatever, that's fine. And like I walk over, I look over, I'm like, I see Fitzy, I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, yes. He's like, and you had said, you're like, Fitzy's our guy. That's our guy.
I knew it right off the rip.
That's our guy. That's right. That's why you're here.
What did I say right away? I said my people are here. To both of you.
That's right. By the way, you know the guy we got to
And
get on
we're the current tag team champions of North Shore Beach.
That's back. That's back.
Current.
Current.
You know who we got
Raining.
to get on to call in, and I didn't. I'm going to tell him right now because he's starting to listen. I think he's catching up. A guy, BP Hammers.
Oh yeah.
So BP Hammers is like he's catching up.
He loves you guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he
yeah.
actually mentioned it today, and he said, he mentioned another podcast. He said, pulling the cork is the way to go. They're going places.
So
No shit.
listen.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about BP.
And I didn't
Hammers.
tell him I was coming here
Yeah.
because I didn't
wanna
know. I was,
spoil it.
yeah, I didn't want to spoil it and whatever.
BP Hammers is like he's like the if there was a Viking movie, right? and Fitzy's like the good guy.
Yeah.
BB Hammers is his cousin, like from like the bad side of town. Like that's BB Hammers. They're both about the same size. Maybe BB Hammers maybe a couple inches shorter.
Yeah.
But like he's a bad motherfucker. Like you don't want to
Big-
fuck with this kid.
Big dude.
Yeah,
bad motherfucker.
exactly. So he was like, he wrote a thing. He's like, I want you to read these frauds. I didn't write back, but what I'm saying to you right now, BB Hammers, is like the only way these frauds are getting on, you gotta leave the voicemail. Because you gotta have that voice. You gotta have that voice on there. I can't read for him. You know what I
Correct.
mean?
Yeah, no, he's
Well, he'll be on the show. So.
he's got a distinguishing
This
motherfucking
kid
voice.
is
Yeah.
a monster. A monster.
Can I throw a fraud out there real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do whatever you want to.
McDonald's is a fucking fraud this year. They were supposed to bring the buckets back.
I heard that.
Yep.
The ghost bucket, the pumpkin bucket, the Frankenstein. bucket. Oh, it was supposed to come back. I went
Jack-o'-lantern
and bought
button.
a fucking Happy Meals for my kids the other day. No fucking buckets.
And you know what they
Nothing.
did come out with though? Adult
Adult
Happy Meals.
yeah.
With
I don't
fucking
need
crazy
that.
toys in it. Yeah.
No
I
one
know.
needs
Can I ask
adult
you a
Happy
question?
Meals.
What's your, like, if you're like, let's say you're driving home tonight,
You need
you're a
something
little
to eat.
drunk, you're at fucking McDonald's, but hold on. Somebody's, the limousine that drives you home is driving you home tonight.
Yeah.
You're a little buzzed up. What do you get? What's your go-to order at McDonald's?
50-piece nugget.
What?
Really?
They have that?